Hello guys, hope you guys are good. Welcome again to Quest Over Street. I'm gonna be doing analysis for you guys on the major pairs. Okay, so let's just choose one. Let's just go for GBPUSD. Okay, as you guys know that when we do analysis, we start from the monthly time frame. That's what I'm actually gonna do. I'm gonna start from the monthly time frame and then go to smaller time frames. And as well, when we're busy doing our analysis, we'll also go and look at the order block to see what the big institutions are actually doing on the market and how we can actually best find the best entries to this market and actually continue just like that. So previously, guys, I had actually spoken about it, this area, and actually made an idea on what we're actually looking at, and actually spoke about it when the market was actually yeah. I spoke about how this area previously it was supporting the market to the upside. Okay, then it got turned into a resistance and then it started going down and then it came back up again. And this area here, it's now our support again. So we believe that this area here, since the market actually retested and came back to it, it's gonna give us those long entries going to the upside. Okay. Now let's look on the monthly time frame at the most recent price. Okay. Let's look at the most recent price on what price has actually been doing and what it's actually shown to us. So guys, if we can look at this, what we can actually see from the most recent price, that price has been actually on an uptrend, just like that. And what we actually saw is that every time it actually breaks this high, it comes back to retest and then continues going up. So right now it is broken above this high, previous high. So now I believe that it's gonna be retesting here and then it's gonna continue going to push to the upside. So basically here it was our previous resistance. Now it is actually being 10 support. And we're looking for the market to actually give us those long moves to the upside. And as well, if you can look here with candle filling, that needs to be filled. So basically when something like this with a candle that is small, that is a small body and it has a long wick, what you can possibly expect is for the market to actually go and fill up that candle. Okay. So then we're gonna go to the weekly time frame. Going to the weekly time frame, this actually becomes simple for us. Before we even go to the weekly, let me just draw our zone here on this area. Okay. Then let's go to the weekly time frame. Analyzing is actually quite simple if like you know what you're actually doing and you actually get to enjoy your analysis and enjoy what the market is actually doing. Okay. So basically looking at the weekly time frame, I can see this area of which this whole area is actually an area of strong support because basically the market previously what it did is that it actually now retesting on the monthly time frame. So guys, what we're actually going to be looking at as well, we're just going to be inspecting price closely. So we're going to be looking at price from this perspective here. Previously this area it was what? Previously this area there it was actually a resistant area. Okay, so basically previous this area was a resistant area and then it actually became a support there, pushing the market to the upside and then tried supporting again. So right now the market has actually broken below it. So this means that now it's now acting as a resistant area and it can be possible that we actually see those short moves go into the downwards. Okay. So now looking at this, what we can actually see is that we have what we call a head and shoulder. Reason being why actually I say that we have something like a head and shoulder is because if like we can just look here, we have a left shoulder and then we have the head, and then right now we're actually just into the right shoulder. So basically that's our head and shoulder, and then from then we can actually see the market actually giving us those moves to the downwards. Okay. Fine. Let me just look for something here. Okay, it's fine. So basically this is what we actually seen on the weekly time frame. So basically from what I actually seen there is that I can actually point out this area here, of which as well this area here, it was previous resistance got turned into a support, and the market actually did what? It actually came back to this area to get some momentum to actually push it upside, and that's what it actually did. That's what it actually did. So right now we'll be looking for selling entries probably up until this area, and then from then we can actually find our long entries going to the upside. So fine. As well, if like we can draw a trend line, what we can actually be able to notice it is that we've already broken below our trend line here on the weekly as well. If like I draw it like this, we've already broken below our trend line here on the weekly time frame. So hence I'm saying now we have two confluences to, or are you actually looking forward to actually taking some sales on GBPUSD. Then now let's look at the daily time frame. Okay, looking at the daily time frame now, I'm just gonna remove everything. Okay, looking at the daily time frame here, we have this area here that we actually inspected earlier on the daily time frame. That this area here previously, if we can just look at it, this area here, it was acting as a support, supporting the market to the upside. Right now, the market is broken below it. It's now acting as a resistance, and it can actually be an area of interest to actually give us those short moves to the downwards. So giving us those short moves to the downwards, where would be our area of interest that we can actually be looking at? We can actually be looking at this area here, because the reason being I'm saying this area is an area of interest is because the market rejected so many times on that area. Right. So right now, if like we take a sell here on the GBPUSD, we're gonna be looking forward to the market actually going all the way down there. And as well, another thing that we can actually be looking at it is that this area is also another area of strong interest. As we saw GBPUSD actually turning there and going to the upside. Okay, this is an area of strong interest as well, because like if like you guys can just inspect it, it's going to include this zone as well. This is an area of strong interest as well. Reason being, it's sort of like a key level area, because like the market actually rejected so many times on that zone there before the market. But then what I see is that with so many touches on it, so right now it can be easy for the market to actually break this and come all the way down. Remember what they say. It doesn't mean that when the market actually has so many touches on a key level, that key level is strong. That's lies. The reason why that market it keeps on touching that key level area is because like it's actually getting weaker now, and weaker as time goes on. Okay. So right now, this is what we're actually going to be looking at on the daily time frame. I'm actually going to be putting a sell directly there, because like we're going to be looking forward to actually taking this market to the downwards. Okay. So I'm just going to put a stop loss slightly above there, and then we're going to be looking forward to actually taking those sells to the downwards. So I believe in the market actually coming all the way down there to actually give us those entries that we're actually looking forward to. And if like we go to the weekly time frame, that area that I've just pinpointed, it is the same area that was actually being acted previously, where the market actually found the momentum to actually push to the upside. Okay. So I'm just gonna mark that whole area like this. Okay. So this whole area is an area of strong support, because the market is still above it. So right now we're gonna be looking forward to actually taking some sells there on GBPUSD to this zone, whereby like we actually have a support area, because like right now you see that the market is actually broken below it. Okay. So going forward to for our time frame to find our entries, it can actually be quite easy, because like when we actually on something like this, in order for you to actually get a confirmation that the market is actually gonna go up or come down, you actually need to look at what we actually call your candle patterns, your like your candles, like whether you have a bullish engulfing, whether you have a pin, whether you have a morning star, whether you have an evening star, all those type things. Those are the type of combinations that we're actually looking forward to. So right now, what I'm actually seeing here on the market is that I see the market has now printed a bearish engulfing candle there. Okay, the market has printed a bearish engulfing candle, so that means that we're going to be taking some sales there. Then we're just going to stop loss above this area here, because this area here was the market previously, it actually came back to actually reject on it. That was on Friday. Okay, so now I'm just gonna have this. So we're just gonna put our stop loss slightly above there. Okay. So and then our risk to reward ratio is gonna be 1:4. We're gonna be looking forward to actually taking this trade. So basically we're gonna be stop lossing around 50 pips, and in order to actually gain more than 100 pips. So as well, what you can actually do is that you can actually draw a trend line here. Okay. So that you know that once the market actually breaks below this trend line, and then you know that the market is actually, what I like doing is that I like cloning my trend lines. Okay, I like cloning my trend lines in this manner to something like this. So now this means that now I have this channel here. As long as the market is going to be playing inside here, I'm actually going to be on this. So I believe that the market might actually play on like this, or it might actually do it, or it might actually come down, then break, and then that's when we're going to continue selling. But then overall, this is what I'm actually looking at. And as well, if like let's go on the commitment of traders. Okay, the commitment of traders. This is the pound. So looking at the pound, what we actually see went from actually having all the negatives, went from being on a negative on the total side to actually going all the way now to actually being having the positive, because like right now we went from having minus 25,000 on the and we had more sellers compared to the buyers. we had 56,000 sellers and we had 28,000 buyers, and went all the way to being positive. And then now, right now, we actually have 98,000 buyers compared to 38,000 sellers. Okay, so this actually corresponds. And in the most recent weeks, we went from having 6,000 total, and now we are sitting at 59,000, meaning that we've actually increased from moving from minus 25,000. Now we're at 59,000. So this actually now corresponds with what I'm actually saying here, that GBPUSD on the long term is actually on the buyer side. We have more buyers compared to the sellers. Okay, we have more buyers compared to the sellers, and the institutions actually buying GBP. Okay, so when they're buying GBP, this actually tells us that whatever that I'm actually saying about this, we're gonna be looking forward to it actually happening. The market is gonna find some supporting momentum down there. Or what might actually happen is that, because like remember, trading is all about reacting and not being predictive. So right now, what do we actually have in here? The price that we actually have in here, we are reaching to price, and so I'm actually saying that we're gonna be selling going to the downwards. Might the market actually break above here and close above? Then we're gonna wait for a retest to come back here. Then we're gonna be looking forward to actually taking those buy trades going to the upside. Okay, but then for now, what we're actually looking forward to, it's for the sales. We're not gonna predict that the market is gonna come and break above here, because remember, trading is all about predicting. But then in order for you to actually have nice trades, you actually need to actually predict with facts. So right now, we're not sure that this thing can actually break here and come back. So we're not gonna predict, but then we're gonna react to what the market is actually doing. Okay. So most people, they predict that no, this thing is gonna break up. How do you know that it's gonna break up? You're not sure. So, and then from then you can also draw your trend line there on the downtrend when the market was actually coming down. You can actually draw something like this, and then you have something like that. Then as well, what I like doing is that when I draw my trend line from the upside, I also like including the one from the bottom. You understand? I also like including the one from the bottom, because like it's very, very important for me to actually do that. Now I actually get to see the whole nice picture about this, what the market is actually doing. So here we're gonna be taking some sales. I'm gonna be taking some sales as well on this GBPUSD, and looking forward to actually coming all the way down. Okay. And might the market actually break below this, the trend line that we have actually drawn there? Okay, and also break below this zone here, we're gonna be adding some more trades on it. But then for now, what we actually more concentrated on is actually taking this size. Okay, so guys, yeah, this was dollar on GBPUSD. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one.